Okay, welcome. Today is Prime's big deal days. They have 2 days, both today and tomorrow. So, for those of you that are Prime members, there's a lot of deals out there, and we've been scouring Amazon all morning today, actually, since about midnight, finding some stuff specifically for RV. So, we're going to spend some time together this afternoon, go through some of the finds I have. And for those of you that are new to this, Amazon, when they do their days recently on 2 days, is they'll have some new things that will come out tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of deals today, but make sure to tune in tomorrow at our 10 o'clock broadcast also to see what new has popped up. But with that, let's jump right into this because there's a lot of stuff for us to cover. So the first item on our list is the Rolik Dog Playpen for your yard. This has been very useful since we've gotten it. Our pups have absolutely loved this. We've been able to set up each of these panels here is movable. So they go in place and you have stakes that go in so you can configure it however you want. We have the 40-inch, which is shown here, 16 panels. We have a couple sets of 16 panels. And then we have a set of 24 panels to go against the RV because we have a Class C. And that allows us to completely have an enclosure without worrying about them getting up underneath the RV. So that right now is 15% off. It's normally $199.98, and now it's $169. So that's a great deal there. And we will have all of these links to all these deals posted on our website, which is www.campingpupsrv.com. There is a link. Once you get there, there's a tab that says Big Deal Days. Click on that, and we'll have all these listed within an hour after this broadcast is over. So we'll have all that up for you. If there's anything as we go through that you have questions on or that you've seen, feel free to drop it in the chat as well. And on a couple of these, I'll see if I can get in the chat here and drop for you. So what's coming up now, that's the dog link right there on there. So you have that. The next one, which has been very useful for us as well, is this is a Fire TV stick. So this allows, if you don't have a smart TV that already has built-in Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, all those services, this is a part that plugs into the USB port on your TV and will allow you to bring all those smart apps in, allow you to access the internet and all that type of stuff through there. You do have to have an internet connection, but this will allow you to use your TV as a smart TV if it doesn't already have those apps preloaded for you. So that's 50% off. We actually, over the summer here, at the last Amazon day, they had it at the same price. Instead of $50, it's $24.99. And one of our pups, Jackson, chewed up the remote. And the cost of replacing a remote was about the same, $25. And since it was on sale, I went ahead and replaced the whole Fire TV for that. So great deal on that. And you'll find as we go through this, there's a lot of deals here, but especially the Amazon devices, such as the Show, the Amazon, Fire Stick is by Amazon. You have Amazon Smart TV, what they call their Fire TV. You'll have Blink, which we'll get to in a moment, which is cameras. Anything that's Amazon Fire tablet are on great discounts whenever this comes up every year. So if they're interested in that, that'll be coming up as well on our website right after this. Now, another thing we did, I had last year's version. This is a new one that came out. This is the Ring doorbell, and this is a battery operated one. They have a wired one that goes into any place that you have a wired doorbell already. doesn't work well for RV. So they do have a battery one, and I just installed this past summer while we were on the road for 2 months, and it's been great because it picks up when someone's near. If someone rings, it picks it up as well. Again, anything Alexa does need some type of internet on there, but this has been great. This is 40% off. Normally $100. Now it's $59.99. And this is battery operated, so this is really nice. And the bracket I have screwed onto the outside of the RV, and this will actually secure in and has screws that will connect it, and I can take it off when we drive. So that's great. The next one is I mentioned the Blink security. These are designed for outdoor. What I've done with the RV is I've got the 3 camera system. I've got the Ring, as I mentioned, on one side, and then I've got the cameras on the other 3 sides. The brackets, which you buy separately, or I would suggest buying brackets separately to hook on to the edge of the RV, and this just connects right onto it. It can withstand going down the road, but it's very easy from the ladder just to disconnect and go. And there's a hub that you have in the in your actual system, and that's what connects to the internet. If you aren't connected to the internet, it will still record. It just won't upload until you're connected, and you can see stuff on your camera. You can set up certain areas that is not going to alert you if there's places. That's what you see on the different boxes here on the phone. So that's a great deal. It's 62% off. Instead of $260, it's going to be about $100. And you can get it, as you see, for different numbers of cameras system. This is just the 3 camera that I'm displaying on there. The next one, which we've had before, this is a good sale as well. We had this earlier in the year when they did Amazon Day. This is called the EcoFlow Solar Generation. So this is a battery pack that is charged by a solar panel, and that's about half off. It's 47% off. Normally $3,000. It's down to $1599.99 now, or $1599 rather. Sorry. So that's pretty good. On solar, it'll get up to 80% in 43 minutes. So you got 3,400 watts output on there, and it's got 400 watts of solar panel built in there. So that's a good deal right there. This we just got this year, and it works very well. We actually got 2 sets. We got one for our brick and mortar house and one for our shower. This is adhesive suction to it, and this works much better than the small little shelf we have in our RV shower. So this is 76% off. This thing was $70, and I wish I saw this was going to come on sale before we bought ours. But right now you can get it for $17, $16.99. But it's worth it. It worked out for what we were doing, even at the higher price at the time. So you also have different types of chairs. Friends of ours have these gravity chairs type thing that work very well. This is relaxing fold up, so they like it a lot. You can see it reclines. You can fold it up to carry with you. And it's 32% off. It's normally $130. Right now it's on sale for about $88, $87.98. But that's good if you don't have something else and you're looking for more of that recliner instead of just a regular camping chair. That would be useful for you. On your if you have your water heaters that have the the rod that's in there, magnesium rods, what this is used for is this is the right size to loosen the cap because it's connected to a bolt for your water heater. And at 20% off at $7.99, this is great. I had to get the right size, which is 1 1/16 socket for the 3/4 MPT thread. and it cost me more than this at the hardware store. So this is a great deal on there. So if you're looking for that, it's much easier than trying to use other types of pliers or stuff like that to get stuff off on there. If you have a Class C, I would highly recommend one of these outside windshield covers. We have one. And what that does for you, instead of having the curtain behind the seats, this opens up the cab for when you're camping. Most Class A's and Class C's have seats that will turn around when you're camping. But the curtain in a Class C is normally on the inside of those seats. So this actually not only keeps a lot of the heat and snow and all that stuff out, but it also provides privacy. And we've constantly got the cab space as additional seating and living space when we're camping. So this helps out a lot for us. And right now it's 18% off. It's normally 34. It's at 28 right now. So this is a portable DVD player. This is actually my wife just got. We've been watching this. We knew it was going to come on sale. This is good if you don't want to, if you don't have outside TV and you want to watch video, or even better, if you got a fifth wheel or travel trailer, so you're towing it and you want to keep the kids entertained while you're in your truck driving, they can open this up and watch from there. Now, the nice thing on this one is it is a larger screen, and you actually have a nice battery, and it actually has more movement to the screen. So that makes it nice. So instead of $160, you got it basically for $100, so 38% off of that. So we just ordered that. So we'll review it a little bit later once we actually get it in to see, but we've been watching this one for a while. So another thing, I actually use this at home for our pups when they're out in the wintertime. But if you're going to be camping when it's cold, they love this. What this is it's a heated pad. It's a smaller pad. About one fits one of our dogs, which is about 45 pounds. And you plug it in. The cord is designed to protect it from chewing and everything. But this allows it to get warm. We have it in our doghouse when we're here, but if we were going to be camping out while we're going on the road, I would bring this along. It is waterproof too, so that helps out with wherever you're camping at in the grounds on there. And you do have different sizes you can get for it, but this is 20% off. It was $60 when we got it. I didn't get it on sale. I got two of them, one for each of our pups. And so right now it's about 48, so 20% off there. Now, this is one that I've been looking at in our cart right now, so I haven't ordered it yet. But these are RV awning lights. So my RV, the awning, the light is all the way down here at the end of the awning. So the awning has to be completely out in order to get any light. This actually, you can secure it where the awning meets the RV, and that way you can get more light even if it's in, if you need to. And it's not pure white. It is a bluish, so it's not going to be like flooding everything. So blue light's a little better than white light when you're outside on that. So this is 20% off at $18.39 on there. So we might actually pick this up over the next couple of days ourselves on there. Another thing, if you're doing electrical work, if you notice on our channel, a lot of my early videos are on electric. I do a lot of electrical with our RV. And so I switched out our thermostat. I've done a few different things with that. Heat sink butts are very useful. You don't want to, when you're normally doing wire, especially in an RV where stuff moves around, just deal with tape alone. I do tape over. But having the type that you can crimp or use heat to seal it down better is good. And so this is a 200 piece, is 43% off. Normally $30, you got it for $17 now. So I'm probably going to pick up more of these myself because I do use it. If you don't do any electrical, That's fine. You don't need this, but if you're going to be doing anything with wires, it got a variety of sizes, so this is good. Now, this is one I've been excited about on here. I've got some updates from them ahead of the Prime Day deals, because what this is it says power station. The difference between a power station and a generator is this is like a battery pack. It gets charged up and it gives you power for a little while, for a time. And so this particular one is their 3000 Pro. You can get solar panels that will hook up to it. They got two hookups for 100-watt solar panels. They can charge by being plugged into shore power or by solar. And the thing I like about this, you'll see here, it's actually got a 30 amp plug to it. A lot of these stations will have the USB and the normal plugs, but you can actually plug in for a little while. If you had to be off grid for a little bit, you can plug in your 30 amps straight into this. And it doesn't quite give you 30 amps, it gives you 25 amps, but still, that's good if you need that. And Jackery has a lot of different ones. If $17.99 is a bit much for you, they do have other packs that are less, but this is 36% off. It's normally $27.99, so that's $1,000 off on there. And if you click over here and go up a few hundred to the $23.74, this is with the panels with it, and that's 41% off. So you're going from $4,000 down to $23.74. So you can go either route. You can also, as you see, it will plug into a regular panel if you need to for that. This is used for home as well. So they've got the 30 amp plugged into a 30 amp input, but you could plug your RV in as well on that. So 41% with the solar panels off, or 36% without. Either way is helpful. And you get into, it takes 3.5 hours to charge to full if you're on solar, 2.5 if you're plugged in. And you actually get built-in protection. I had somewhere here what all you can do. Yeah, so you can run a full-size fridge electric for 5 hours, your AC at 3 hours, or 35 if you're just doing TV and stuff. So, and it's mobile, so it doesn't have to be there. You can have it out for a camping site. And the other thing is, unlike lithium battery, if you're completely boondocking, this runs all the way down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit on there. So you can run batteries on low temperature. Where lithium has a problem with is recharging when you're low temperature. So before y'all jump in the comments and say, I can run my lithium, yes, you can run lithium. It just has a problem with the charge on that. But this is good to go on that. Speaking of lithium, for those of you that are looking to get into, there's a lot of good deals on lithium batteries. There's the larger ones that are like 450 amp hours. For someone that's just looking to get started, this is a basic. It does have a BMS system that balances it, but this is a 100 amp. This is a Life Pro, so this is a lithium here for $200, 31% off. It's normally $290, $200. There are some higher range ones that have, you know, remote monitoring, has different aspects to it, has cold weather turn off, all that type of stuff. So they're out there too. But this is a good entry if you're looking at, I want to go to lithium, because lithium allows you a lot more of that 100 amp. When you're on a lead acid or AGM, you really shouldn't be going much more than 50% down. So if you have 100 amp hours, you really shouldn't be using more than 50 amps before you charge back up, because it damages it a little bit every time you run it all the way down. Lithium, you can run completely, so it gives you a lot more there. So if you're just getting started, great. There are some top of the lines out there that I would go with if you're going to be doing a long-term battery bank. And we do have videos on our page about battery banks, but they're going to be more expensive too. So if you aren't sure, am I going to go or not, this would be a good one here. Give me one moment. We seem to be having a little problem with our camera here. Sorry about technical difficulties here. So in with your key lock here, you can use a keypad to get in, or you can also use your fob there to be able to get in or out on there. Again, we sorry about the technical difficulties there. Okay, so we utilizing the other camera here a little bit. So anyway, we're working more with the displays anyway here. So thank you for sticking with us on some of the technical difficulties. But like I said, this one allows you to lock. They have different versions. So I would look at what fits your type of system there. And we'll have a link for that as well. This item which the outlet extender has been very useful for us. What we have here, we have this actually on both sides of our bed. We only have one little plug, and it allows you to have USB and USB-C for charging, and you have a couple plugs there. And this is almost half off. You actually normally about $17. It's $9.99 right now, so 41% off. So if you don't have something like this, I would actually go ahead and get that. We actually utilize this when we go to bed back there because there isn't much outlets in our area for there. So also, it's very important that you have some type of tire pressure monitoring system. If you don't have something already in place, that helps out quite a bit. This particular one's normally $80. They've got it on sale for 25% off for $59.99. If you follow the link, you can also find other ones at different sizes. So this one's got up to 87 PSI for RV. If you've got one that's a higher PSI, you can get larger ones. You also have 6 sensor compared to 4 sensor. So that's would be very helpful. We did have a blowout over the summer here, and tire pressure would be very important in trying to monitor some of that. Our particular case didn't have to do with the pressure. We got some road debris that we didn't see, but we did have tire pressure, so we're monitoring that as well. So another thing that's been very useful for us has been most people, one of the most famous secrets in the RV world is that the RV mattresses pretty much suck. You know, at least what comes with the vehicle in a lot of instances. So if you're not ready to upgrade and buy a higher end RV mattress, well, which we weren't yet ready to do, what we did is we actually got the mattress pad. Now, the other thing that people don't know if you're new to RV is the mattress sizes in RVs aren't the same as your mattress at home. They have, most of them are a short. So you have a queen short, king short, etc. So those are what an RV mattress is. So this is one for a queen, RV queen, and it's a mattress pad that adds some softness to it. We put a pad on ours and it helps out very nice for what we have. So this right now is $30. It's 15% off at $25.49. We actually got some of that eggshell cushioning to go with it, and at that point, and then put this pad over, and it works out very well. So another thing for your sewer, you want to keep your sewer hose off the ground because gravity helps with the flow of it. So if you have the Sidewinder, this allows you to go to the dump with and deal with obstacles and get around certain things. I use these types all the time when we're camping, and it helps out greatly. So we all have the link to that as well, as we mentioned. Now, we've shown this previously last year, and it's on sale again. This is the RV backup camera with a wireless plug and play. So it's got the sensor here, so it doesn't have to necessarily be hardwired in. You can use the wireless to see what's back there. So that makes it nice. You just have the suction cup for wherever you put it, and this can be on the back. So a lot of times with the camera systems, they've got to be hardwired. This one you can actually do, and it's infrared, so you can see at night too, which is nice on there. It does have some wire at the camera, though, for turning it on. So you have your general installation. Typically, on a normal one, you got to have wiring to the lights, but this one doesn't. This one is purely wireless, so you don't have to worry about that. Another thing that's useful, especially if you are towing and you forget and you leave the umbilical in, because your battery will charge off of the umbilical when the engine's going. It can also run down the car battery if you forget to unhook your umbilical. Or there are situations where you've left the headlights on because we put the cover over the windshield so we didn't see that, some of our running lights and stuff were left on in the motorhome and the batteries died down. So this is a battery boost. They have different size. I selected this one more for your larger like RVs because you got 8-liter gasoline or 6-liter diesel. This is 40% off. So normally $250 goes down to $151. And it also can be done as a regular battery boost pack. So it can be used for jumpstart or just charge over time too. So we'll go against dead batteries, start them up. You can also use it for charging, USB stuff, and has a light also. So kind of good for emergency scenarios too. And that will be in here as well. And reminder, those of you jumping on a little after we started, this will post after we stop the stream, and we will have links to all these sites on our webpage, www.campingpupsrv.com, right after this broadcast. Within an hour, I'll have them posted up on our webpage. So you'll have links directly to this stuff. Campco does a lot of stuff. TST RV toilet treatment. This helps with some of the breakdown of waste and odor. I always, whenever I dump the black tank, I put a few gallons, about 5 to 7 gallons back in, because water is your friend in the black tank. And then we drop one of these in, and that helps with treating the black tank there. So another thing that we've seen a lot of RV forums is there's the back and forth of what is allowed or what is etiquette of lights at the campsite. And you have the issue of people wanting light when they go out and not necessarily having the light disturb their neighbors. So you have some people complaining about people have lights on outside at night, but you have other people that want lights on when they come out, if there's, got to go to the bathhouse and stuff like that. So this is a pretty good find here. So this goes on the steps, so you can see, and they're motion detected. So with the motion sensor, they aren't on all the time, so you aren't disturbing your neighbors. But when you do need to come out or come up to it, they come on so you can see. So, and those are 20% off. They're normally $15.99. You can come down to $12.79 now. So that's a good deal for that. And you can have your light when you need it, but also not disturb your neighbors with that. This is the item we actually have in our RV, very similar. What it does is you set it around your faucet here, and any water like from your sponges or the soap actually drains back into the sink. So you don't have to worry about wiping up as much. So that's very helpful. And it's 20% off. I mean, even at $10, that's a deal. But at 20% off, you're getting it for $8 there. So, and you can get different sizes, colors, all that type of stuff. You can get a 2-pack if you have 2 sinks you're dealing with. We actually did that when we got ours. We got the 2-pack and have one in our kitchen in our mortar and brick home here. So, and then one in the RV. Another thing that's very useful is tire pressure. I talked about the monitor, but also when you're filling up your tires, you want to know what the pressure is. A normal tire pressure gauge doesn't go up high enough for some of your, especially if you're in a motorized RV, like a Class C or Class A. So this one's designed for truck. It's digital, just one button, and it goes up to 270 PSI. So it's going to cover any vehicle you have for that. And it's 28% off. Instead of $25, you're getting it for about $18. So this is a great deal for that as well. Another thing that's helpful, I've been in places, I'm sure you have as well, where even the stabilizer jacks, you're too uneven, and I get them completely extended and they can't quite get level. So these help out with putting under either stabilizer jacks or extension. And what that does is it creates a level area and they can be stacked um, to help get you more level on that. So they're 23% off. Instead of 29.9, you're at 16.14. And so we have a few of these. I actually have a couple packs. This one, my wife swears by. Um, we have our configuration. We have a closet on each side. Hers is very narrow. So anything that's hanging is going in my side of the closet. And hers, since we really don't have any dresser the way we're set up, she uses this with fabric drawers that she got separate. And this hangs in hers. So this is a 2-pack to hang and allow you to put shirts, underwear, that type of stuff. And for the 2-pack is 23% off at 22.99. If you only need one, you can do that as well for basically $8 on there. So if we were going to go again, we would do that. We already have ours, but she loves it on there. Now we're a motorhome, but I know a lot of people out there, a lot of our viewers do travel trailers and fifth wheel. So what this is here is this is designed to help with when you're doing trailer towing of any type. So this could be you're doing a travel trailer, or it could be that you're a motorhome and you're towing your vehicle. You may not be flat towing, but let's say you're on a dolly or doing a flatbed. So what this is designed to do is it's designed for when you're not towing, allow you someplace to hang your safety cables and your actual umbilical cord hookup. So you can see along the top here, it's got the place for you to hook up, and that little part on the top allows for the cord you see coming up from underneath on there. So it can allow you from both ways. You can hook straight underneath, or you can clip it on the top there. So at 15% off, it's not bad. You got $16.94, goes down to $14.35 on that. This is a good deal whenever you can get on sale. It doesn't go on sale often. So this is only 17% this time, but it is a good amount off. Normally 130, coming down to 107. This is what's called a Mercerator waste pump. What this does is it takes from the black tank, it hooks up to the end of your tank part there, and it blends it down, not to get too crude, into a smaller, about the size of a garden hose hookup, and it actually pushes it under a pump to where it's disposing it. So what you end up doing is it allows you not only to do better with the waste, but since there's a pump to it, you can actually empty your black tank uphill. I know some people have done level or uphill on this when they didn't have gravity to help them there. So for 17% off, that's not bad. 107 on there. I've seen them up a bit higher than that as well. And we'll have the link for that as well. This, as I mentioned, the having your shade on the Class C on the outside to allow you to use the cockpit area. This is something that you can also do with the Class A. This is inside, but this is a reflective windshield covers for inside, and it's got that reflective, like the Reflexics, to get a lot of that heat out. This summer when we were camping, not only did I have the regular cover, but it got so hot that I actually got some Reflexics and put it in the windshield, and it made a huge difference. So with this, you could actually put in, as you see, make use. A lot of your Class A's have this seats that turn around too. so you can get more living space by doing that. And they got fits for your model. You can say what size you're doing for the different ones on there. So, and like I said, it brought the temperature down. And I can attest to this. Now, I don't have this specific one, but when you have the reflective ones, the temperature does go down considerably, especially when it's really hot out there. So we'll have the link there. So for $31.99 instead of $42, if you need that and you have a Class A, this would be a good time to shop for there. So now you should always have some type of surge protector. I know people say, "Oh, well, there's breakers. There's breakers on the pedestal." There have been. I'll tell you, I've had the surge protector has saved my RV because a pedestal wasn't wired properly, and the surge protector took the hit on there. And with that, with this one, now this is a basic one. There's a difference between a surge protector and electric management system, or EMS. EMS is going to be more expensive. Those are going to be in the $100 range, which deals with fluctuations and low electric as well. But this will protect you from regular surges. The good thing I like on this is you do have protector from weather to connect in, and the lock that goes through. It's got a place for the lock to go through to secure it if you're concerned about that. And this is a 30 amp, but they do have the 50 amp as well. So you can go either way on that. If you don't get this one and you don't have a surge protector, I would get one. They have the types out there that plug in, or you can have some RVs have a internal wired in. That's good too. But definitely have some type of surge protection, because even your EMS systems are 100, 150 range is better than the thousands that could be if something fries your electronics inside your RV. So for those of you that have your Class A's or fifth wheels and you have the room in a wet bay, this is a good filter. I do the inline filter, and I have a 2-stage filter that's inline. But I don't have the space inside for my base for this. So what this is already has a bracket that you can put in, and this is a 2-stage water filter. So if you haven't went camping before, this is another thing that experienced RVers learn is the water at some of these campsites are not the best. I wouldn't drink straight without filter of some type, and I grew up in the area where you drink straight out of the water hose and stuff like that. But water quality is different in different places you camp. So I would always have some type of filter. If you have the space, this is a good one. For 20% off, going from 55 down to 44, it's a good deal for you. And then they have the refills. Refills run about 17. So good thing to look into if you're looking into that and you have the room. If not, at least get the regular filters that go hook up inline. Campco has a lot. Now, what's camping without going out and actually barbecuing, right? I don't think we've used the stove inside our RV for the past 2 years. We always do stuff out on the grill. There's just something about camp breakfast. That's great. For those of you that really are trying to bring up your barbecue or your cooking skill outside, this is an 18-piece griddle accessory set. You can use it for your Blackstone camping chef. Your griddle is the one that actually has a hot plate top type thing. It's still on the grill. But this has your scraper, your press, the little setup for eggs and all that type of stuff. And that's almost half off. It's 37% off. It's normally $50, and they have it for $31 right now. So this one, for those of you that are interested in that, I'll have it in ours later as well, but I'm going to actually drop this in our chat also. So, because I want to be looking at that later myself. Also, some picnic tables at these campsites, are great. Some of them have seen better days. They aren't always cleaned, that type of stuff. So the problem though with picnic, whether you're camping or not, um, is keeping your actual tablecloth on. I've used both. I've done the ones where we put it on and put a rubber band type thing on it. You got clips. This one here is actually fitted, and they've got the bungee underneath that you tie together. So that actually helps. And they are waterproof. Actually, this one I think is more of an elastic on there. We've gotten ones with the elastic, but this is more of a elastic on there. But it's 24, so you're about a quarter off. Instead of 21, you're getting it for 16. So that's a good deal for what you're getting. Now, for those of you that don't have a TV in your RV and you're looking for it, you have a couple options when you do TV, especially when you're traveling. A lot of people I know will hang the TV and then they've just taken it off and put it on the bed when they've traveled. I like having the type of hookup here where you can actually move it and tilt. Ours doesn't. Ours is stable in one spot. What this is nice about this, when you actually have the tilt type, is for the RV, it actually has a lockable. So when you travel, you can lock it in place. So it's not going to move while you're traveling. So at 20% off, $34, that's pretty good. This, I've seen them more than this for your home that don't lock on that. And we have pretty much all of our TVs in our home on the wall. So we have different brackets, but for 33 or 34 rather, 33.99, you can't go wrong with that. Now, we also have seen a lot of people talk about they want to be able to monitor the power and temperature in their RV because they have pets. We have pets. The camping pups, Jackson and Maggie's, sometimes they can't go out wherever we're going at the campsite. We're going somewhere to get food, bring it back, or something like that. And we're going somewhere that pets aren't allowed. So they do stay in the camper for a few hours on there. There are a few different ones on the market that will monitor temperature for you, but most of those require internet. And we do have internet in our RV, but not everyone does. This is the first one I found that actually does not require internet. There's no monthly fee for their service or Wi-Fi. Now, I say no monthly fee because they are not charging like some of these others that have their own fee for monitoring. This uses a cell service. It's got a SIM card, and they give you a 2-year cellular contract for data. So you have 2 years right off the bat. And since it connects to either AT&T, Cell One, or T-Mobile, you can either renew directly with them for $30 a month after that 2 years, or you might be able to do a data if you already have one of them. Let's say we have T-Mobile, you might be able to add a line for data only and use that SIM card for that. But it's 20% off. Normally $179.90. It's down to $143.90 now. So we'll probably look into this as well for ourselves when we have to be outside of the RV. So that'll be a good idea for us. Now I do have this. We're in an area where I don't have to use for winterizing. I don't have to use RV antifreeze except for the P traps, except for all the drains. But I do blow out all my lines. So what this does is this hooks up to the hose adapter for your city hose and for your tank. So I do both. And then the other hookup hooks up into my air compressor. And I run the air compressor and I can turn on, as you see here, right at the little switch here. I can have the air compressor running and I can have that right up there and turn it on for the air to blow and off right at the site. So that makes it very nice. And that's 20% off now. I mean, even at $17, the normal price isn't bad, but at $13.50, you can't lose on that. Now, this is a unique find I just found this morning in that this is what's called a gap cleaning brush. So, for a lot of places, when you have this isn't necessarily just for RV, but a lot of places where you have small areas to get into or dead corners that you can't get into with anything else, these brushes are for that. So, they're very flexible and they get into crevices, as you see here, the carve ins, tile gaps. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of areas in the RV that it's very tight to get into. So being able to clean those areas for $8 is 20% off. It's normally 10, but even if I miss it this time, I'd still get it at 10. But if you're going to use it, I'll get it for the $8 there. This we do use. Over at the sink in our kitchen, when we're preparing food and stuff like that, we like to have some type of trash, and we get a lot of the plastic bags when you go shopping, stuff like that, and we keep those. So what this allows us to do is it goes right on the outside of the door for our cabinet, and you put a little bag on, and it's a multi-purpose. We use it for trash, for just the normal kitchen trash, and then we have larger trash bags for when we consolidate everything. But this normally is almost $15, 14 and a quarter. Third off at $9.58. That's definitely worth it. And we use ours all the time for there. So now with us getting into the winter, if you're going to be camping and it's going to get down below freezing, you need a heated water hose for drinking. So your fresh water, we have one. I don't bring it out until we get into the winter months if we're going to be somewhere. But this is 23% off. It's normally $83. It's down to $63. They do have different sizes. This is 25 foot. Most campsites, 25 foot will do you. If you wanted to, you could do 50. They have all the way up to 100 feet, but I don't know if you'd ever need more than 50. But all of them are on sale for the big Prime deal day. Now, this is a unique find that we found. People always talk about in the RV, if the RV's rocking, don't come a knocking. Well, it's not what you think. It could be because I tripped over the dog or the kids are walking from one side of the RV to the other. Most RVs have movement on them. There's different ways they talk about stabilizing. I don't personally recommend the stabilizer jacks for the slide because the slide's designed to sit with the weight for the seal. Also, if the RV settles and there's support under the slide, it can kind of throw off the mechanism. I know there's a lot of people are going to say, well, that's never been a problem for me. But what a lot of people have looked at is something similar to this, where you can have supports at the corners that help keep the sway. Where this is unique is this is in the back and it hooks into the trailer hitch. So the receiver hitch for when you do your trailer, as you can see here, is they've actually hooked it in and it's giving that support on the back, but not necessarily having to be underneath the vehicle. It's actually using that to keep the side-to-side sway down a little bit. So this is kind of unique. I might actually have to try this out myself. This is normally $109.99 and it's 20% off now for $87.99. And all your motorized RVs, your Class A's, Class B's, have a hitch in the back. And as you can see, a lot of your towables as well, especially these pop-up like this, have them. So be interesting to see how that goes. If one of y'all get this before we manage to get it and try it out, let us know what it's like, because I got to look at the budget. There's a few things I'm already getting this higher priority than this, but if I don't get it this season, I will get it before the summer. If you need a water pump, this is a good time to replace. If you need a replacement, it is on sale for 20% off. This is normally $70. It's 56. This is really one of those ones that if you need it. Now, if you camp a lot and you never know, especially if you're boondocking, I know a lot of people that have actually bought one and kept a spare um, water pump, because normally when the water pump finally goes out, it's fairly quick. It doesn't normally drag on for a long time. I'm normally at campgrounds right now. We don't do a lot of boondocking, so if I needed to, I could go up to a camping supply place, or I could wait till I get back because I'm normally on city water. But for those of you that do, it's on sale right now for 20% off, so that's a good deal there. Now, getting back to those winter campers, not only do you have to worry about your fresh water, you also have to worry about your sewer sleeve and freezing. So what this has is this is an electric sleeve to go over the sewer hose. So that's if your sewer hose is sitting out. Now you aren't going to have your sewer hose filled all the time because you don't leave your tanks open on there, but there could be some left residual in there, water and stuff after you've dumped, and that can freeze. So what this does is it actually covers it and allows you to get that keep that warm so it doesn't get all off on there. So that's a good deal with that. It's 20% off. Normally $79 is $63.19. Those of you that are interested in that. Now this is a different version. We got this year. I haven't tried it out yet. We got a camping ceiling fan because I do get hot out there. We have a canopy, and the one I have, you still have to plug in. It's USB plug. This one's actually battery operated, and the reason I'm not showing the one we have at the moment is the one we have isn't on sale. So this one here is 33% off. It's normally 32. It's on sale for 21, and it's battery operated, recharge, and remote, and has a light and fan. So that's actually better than what the one we have is. But it'll give you a little bit of movement going. So for 21, you can't go wrong with that. Now for us, depending on where we're camping, especially when we level the RV, sometimes that last step coming out of the RV is a bit large. So we have something similar. This step is a little nicer. It's got the glow in the dark, if you will, strips here so you can see it. It is adjustable, a little better adjustable there. And as it shows, it'll hold up to 1,000 pounds. So most of the time where we park, we have ours right outside the last step so that you have a more natural step onto the ground, especially once we get level on there. So we're coming up to the end of today's here, but we got some really good ones at the end here. So hang on here. For those of you that don't have an inverter or are looking to update or upgrade your inverter, I know some people have done more than one inverter, because what an inverter does, for those that aren't aware, is it takes the 12-volt battery of your batteries, 12 volts of your battery, and steps it up to 120 volt for your normal plugs on there. Most people don't have enough batteries to power everything in their RV as far as plugs, as far as 120. So when you do an inverter, you're normally only powering a few plugs in there. So a lot has to do with how many watts you can output. So 2,000 watts, pretty good. And you do want, if you can get it, you do want a pure sine wave. What this does is this evens out the charge coming out of it, so you don't get fluctuations, because the fluctuation up and down on your electrical appliances like your TV and stuff like that can cause some issues. So this is a pretty good one. It's normally 186, 19% off, brings down 149. So if you're looking for it, it's a good time there. For those of you that have pups like we do, this one's actually pretty good. This is an RV screen door protector for dogs, and it's adjustable. And this hooks right to the screen because if your dogs are anything like mine, if you just have the regular metal screen, they'll tear through that. So this allows you to hook up to it, gives you some better view. They aren't quite that bad. It's not like chain link fence, but we do have those simple ones, and this helps out. Something like this helps out. So normally $60 is down to $47.49, 21% off. So that helps a bit there. They give you what to look at first before you actually buy it. And then for those of you that are out there camping, if you don't have canopies, are nice. You can't always have the awning out. Most campgrounds will allow at least one canopy. This is more for your high wind area. So it's a nice, strong structure here. It's got the weights. This is what they call one person push up on there. And this is 35% off right now. So instead of $152.99, it's $100. So you got 35% off. So this is a good deal. I found canopies that weren't quite this durable for more in the regular stores out there. Now, a lot of y'all have seen these, what they call pop-up gazebo or 8-side, where they actually pull and connect from the sides here. That helps stabilize it a little bit better than like a regular canopy. This particular one allows you to deal with more weather, if you will, and everything else that goes along with that. In that you have issue with the winds with a normal canopy. And this is, as you can see, is securing you not just from the top, but from the sides here. And so we've been looking at this for a little while. And this one's kind of nice because you not only have the vented, but you also have the privacy straps that can come down. And even with the privacy strap, you can have the small one come up to give you a little more there. But you can also have it just completely open. So it gives you a lot of versatility on that. And this is a pretty good one. You have two different colors you can go with. 50% off is normally $188. You're getting it down to $160. So if you're in the market, now might be a good time to look at that. So, and then finally, for those of you that don't have facilities inside your RV, where you have the little pop-ups or some of that, and you have your privacy shower type. This has the bottom that can come off. You can get the camping toilet type thing. So you can pretty much have outside. The nice thing on this one is this particular one gives you a lot more room. It's bigger than some of them. So you have, as you can see here, most of them just go straight up. So about where this door opens, straight down on both sides is where a lot of them are at. So this one gives you a lot more room. Another nice thing on this one is this one comes with the bag for the shower. So you have everything for this for shower configuration. So if you're tent camping or you're doing pop-up and you don't have an onboard wet bath, you have what you need here. And this is normally $113. It's 20% off for $90 right now. So this is very nice. And we actually have, he had a different one, but the last campground we were at in Pigeon Forge Landing in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee over the summer, there was a gentleman and his son had one of these pop-ups that didn't have wet bath inside. And he had one of these set up, something similar. He had one set up outside. We will have the interview. My wife did the interview on that. Danielle did that, of kind of showing his whole pop-up setup and how they had things set up for camping and how they enjoy it. That should be coming out in the next week or two. So, especially with YouTube changing its configuration on how they allow shorts, we should be opening that up soon. But you'll get a full look of that at that time. But this is a nice little add-on. So it's got inside rope for putting stuff, pocket, like I said, hook, mesh floor if you need. There's outside pocket if you need to get to. So a lot of good features to this. You can get ones for a little less, but not that has all of these extra features to it. So, and this is the last one that I'll actually put the link in the chat on for us. And then right after we sign off today, we will go ahead and upload all of these into our website, Camping Pups RV. So take a look at those, see if you see some that we missed. Make sure you come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to be looking at what new deals have come up overnight, and because they always do add some up there. And we've got a few that I wasn't able to hit on today that will be on there. And so at same location, both YouTube and Facebook, tomorrow at 10, we'll have more deals for you. And again, if you see some stuff that you think your fellow campers may like while you're out there shopping, please drop it in the chat. And if I see it before we go live tomorrow, we'll go ahead and feature it and put your name in, give you credit for helping us out here. So with that, I hope everyone has a great day shopping. You find some great finds. And for Daniela, Maggie, and Jackson, the Camping Pups, happy camping with the pups.